it's your girl Adeola. Merry Christmas, my people. And I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a special one for me because with your help, Temitope did not spend Christmas at the Indian hospital this year. Yes, oh well. Thank you so much everyone that donated in getting him out of the hospital, including those who donated like a year ago when I first talked about him. Thank you so much. Now, for those who donated recently, your email addresses were saved on PayPal. So besides getting a thank you note from KIRWA Foundation, you also get a note from Temitope himself. And speaking of photos, I'm sure you all saw it. Hey, my father and my God. Hey, I have never ever been disgraced like this in my life. It has gotten this bad that people were following the ladder to heaven in a Bauchi State just because they wanted to board a plane. Stop it! Did I ask you to play the... It's actually a good music. Follow the ladder. Follow the ladder to heaven. That is what these people were singing when they were getting on the plane in Bauchi State. Aero contractor, what is wrong now? My dear, show them the photo. Thank you. Show them the photo. Can you imagine? Niger, you are embarrassing me. You have the video? Imagine, that is just embarrassing and very, very embarrassing. So now they will say that they spend billions of naira to renovate our airports. They will say, oh, we are the giants of Africa. Common estes, we don't have an extra one if one is not working. Please, stop disgracing me. Stop disgracing me, Ojare. And speaking of disgrace, exactly what does Mr. President mean when he said that we've technically defeated Boko Haram?
So I think technically we have won the war, because people are going back into their neighborhoods.
Technically, my Oga. Technically speaking about technifying technology, no, you did not. No, you did not. What? Which Boko Haram leader have you arrested, tried, and sentenced? Where are the girls that were kidnapped since April of 2014? Have you technically rescued the Chibok girls? What kind of technical insult is this? No, this is a technical insult. You've either defeated Boko Haram or you haven't. Do you know that after these technical statements, we've had Boko Haram attacks in different parts of the country, including on Christmas Day and the day after Christmas Day, and people were killed. I beg. If you need help, Mr. President, you can call. I'm on speed dial. Just let me know now. I beg. Don't technify simple technicalities in this age of technology, Ojare. And speaking of technicalities, by now you've all heard about the budget. I'm still waiting for the breakdown. Although I read on the Trends website that Buhari, Mr. President, will eat with 1.7 billion naira. My eyes got big. I said, I wanted to believe the story. But then the same paper named Goodluck Jonathan as their man of the year. So I just laughed. I said, these are enemies of progress. I beg. So this budget is so far the biggest, and guess what? No more oil money. Oil is now like $30-something per barrel, and naira has gotten so bad that last week or 2 weeks ago it was like 280-something naira to $1. See, this is when they need me in Aso Rock. I've been telling you, but I don't think they can afford me. That is the only issue. I'm very expensive, but but for the sake of, my people, I will give them some advice. The first thing is to diversify our economy. Don't think that oil price would rise again at some point. Start thinking about other ways that we can make money. Do you know that apart from oil, we have so many natural resources, so many mineral resources in Nigeria? I don't think there's any state in Nigeria with no natural resources. There's gold in Zamfara, Sokoto, Oyo, Niger, Kwara, Kebbi, Kaduna, Edo, Ebonyi, Abia, and Abuja State. That is just gold. Gold, that is the only thing that some people have in their country. Some states have more than 20 natural resources. More than 20. These are things that some countries have turned into money. In fact, there was a recent report that Nigeria could be making 50 trillion naira annually from untapped natural resources. That is our budget times how many be that? The budget is like 6-point-something trillion. If we could be making more than 50 trillion. So imagine how much money we would have. We would have surplus. It's time to go back to cocoa, groundnut. In fact, let's invest millions of dollars in our tertiary institutions and build new ones. Do you know how much America makes from international students every year? Do you know how much Nigerian students alone spend outside Nigeria just to get education? Because if they are charging their own citizens $7,000, international students are paying like $20,000. If our schools are of great standard and we have modern buildings, people will come from different parts of Africa to go to school in Nigeria. Let's invest in tourism. Do you know how much Kenya makes from tourism every year? By the way, before people will want to come for tourism, they have to feel safe. No, be so. Security has to be on point. It has to be taken care of. Electricity has to be stable. Our roads have to be fixed. We need trains that will connect all the major cities. Real trains, no. I'm not talking about, let's buy like 10 of these. I'm not talking about locomotives. Yes, take that one away. I'm talking about trains like this. You know, if we can buy like 10 of this kind of trains, you know, and build rails to connect the major cities. If you can go from Lagos to Abuja in 4 hours, you know, in a very nice train. Hey, I'm telling you, the lives of Nigerians will never remain the same. Anyway, let me shut up since nobody asked for my advice. So you understand? You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So, CBN in Nigeria announced that they are stopping ATM transactions abroad because of dwindling foreign reserves and banks' inability to settle dollar transactions, something like that. Shoo! Hey! Some others are saying it's because of corrupt officials who go abroad and withdraw large sums of money. Hey, yeah! Can you get me the CBN governor or somebody? Get me somebody on speed dial. Oh, my oga, you know, do well. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family, eh? In case you don't know, by the way, let me face the camera in case you are watching me live and direct. So, in case you don't know, things are not easy for so many Nigerians living abroad, especially the students who are not allowed to work abroad. Have you seen them protesting? How do you want them to eat is what I don't understand. How do you want them to pay their tuition and pay rent, my oga? No. Listen to the emails that I've been getting, eh? Hi, Adeola. I'm a Nigerian student schooling in Malaysia. The issue of ATM has been implemented despite giving 1st of January as the deadline. So they've already implemented this thing, these elements of progress. I want to withdraw on 23rd of December to buy my return ticket in case things become avoidably difficult for me to stay. Many people like me cannot access our legitimate money that we are using to educate ourselves. The money that we did not get from the Nigerian government. No ATM withdrawal, no food, no registration. Can you imagine the frustration of these people? This is another Nigerian student in Uganda. Hi, Adeola. At least before you make the decision to stop ATM transaction, you have to think about the future means. How can we get money from Nigeria? Or you want us to walk on our 2 legs to return back to Nigeria? This one is from a student in Cyprus. Hi, Adeola. I heard that the CBN wants to ban us from using ATM cards, and I want to know what is the purpose of all of these Buhari trips. My brother, thank you very much. You're that for Mr. President. Freedom. Please don't tell me you've not heard about this. First of all, CBN implemented this low withdrawal limit, telling me I cannot withdraw more than $300 of my money. Imagine this people. It used to be 900. From 900, you cut it down to 300. How do you want people to survive? When they have a bill to pay. And then second of all, because of a BVN, you terminated people's bank accounts. Now you are telling us stories about using ATM card. Hey, whoa, yeah. Who is advising CBN? Somebody tell me, who is advising these people? There has to be other solutions than stopping the ATM card. Making me upset. Get your acts together. Put yourself in the situation of these students now. Imagine if I was still a student and I'm waiting for my father to send me money to pay rent in America. I don't have anybody in America. Just imagine. Hey, just because you are not being affected doesn't mean you should close your eyes when others are suffering, because it may be your own child tomorrow. In everything we are doing, there is God. That is all I'm going to say. Better find a solution. CBN, better find a solution before I come after you. I'm watching you on Plasma TV. January 1st is coming. Don't eliminate ATM card usage. Now, one thing that has been paining me for a long time now is the issue between Nigerian soldiers and the Shiite Muslims. You know, no matter what happens, I don't think that soldiers should open fire on civilians, be it Shiite, Sunnis, Christians, or any other religion. I don't think that the Nigerian soldiers should kill any civilian, not to talk about killing hundreds of people. So, these people blocked the road. Now today, people block the road all the time in Nigeria now for weddings, for crusades, maybe not major roads like the Shiites blocked, but how is killing them a solution? You mean you can't arrest these people because they blocked the road? You just have to shoot. If they were arrested and taken to court, would the judge really say that the penalty for blocking the road is death? For those that are saying, oh, Shiites are at fault, I agree with you. They shouldn't have blocked the road. But sir, killing them is still not the solution. If we justify this killing now, the time that your church will block the road and they will start shooting people, who will speak out for you? And I don't think we should let our religious differences cloud our minds on this matter. So you don't agree with Shiite Muslims and what they practice. I understand that. But killing people for blocking road is not justified anywhere in the world. And they didn't stop at killing 1 or 10 of them. They had to kill more than 30 people that day. And then they came back the next day, killing hundreds of people because they blocked the road yesterday. Are you kidding me? And then they came back the day after to kill people. 3 days of killing because they blocked the road. At first they said they wanted to kill the army commandant. And then they said it was because they blocked the road. Wasn't that how Boko Haram started? Soldiers or police, whatever, killed their leader. And they went and reinforced themselves, terrorizing a whole nation. We are still battling with that one. Now, the problem with Shiites taking arms and turning themselves into terrorists is that they are all over Nigeria. Don't think that this is just a northern issue. If they do what Boko Haram is doing now, the effect would not just be felt in northern Nigeria. I agree that the government should look into what they are doing. I've heard that they try to establish their own government. They don't follow the Nigerian rules and all that. So the government should look into that. I've heard that they've been training themselves for years. There's a video where they were taking down Nigerian flag and replacing it with their own. Yes, all that should be looked into. I'm saying this because I just don't like when the soldiers are telling us it's because they blocked the road. I feel like the Shiite Muslims have had issues with the Nigerian government for a long time. During President Jonathan's time, they killed 4 of the sons of the leader. Isn't that so? So they've been having issues with the Nigerian government for a long time. So now telling us it's just because they blocked the roads. No, it doesn't make sense. There's something these people are not telling us. Now, having said that, let me talk to the Shiite. Hey? Like, for real, why did you block a major road for a ceremony? From the video that I saw, the chief of army staff and his men were on their way to see the emir of Zazzau and to also attend the review parade when they came across a barricade by the Shiite Muslims. I could hear in that video, I could hear the commander saying that don't fire, we want to pass, don't fire. So the soldiers were not the one that started it.
We want to pass, don't fire.
I don't get it. He clearly said we want to pass while telling his soldiers not to fire. Why didn't they get out of the way? I heard that for more than 10 minutes of this video, the soldiers were begging these people to get off the road so the army convoy could pass. So they refused to get off the road. Exactly what were they expecting to happen? You know you are dealing with Nigerian soldiers, no be so? They are not always reasonable, even when you don't block their way. Hey, why would anybody want to be on the wrong side of Nigerian soldiers? I still don't think that it's right to kill these people. At the same time, I don't know why they blocked the road, and I saw them with stones and cutlasses challenging the soldiers. Really, you had to check my people. Kai, this is so unfortunate. As it is right now, Nigeria has committed human rights violations, and many countries are looking at us like we can help this new government. By the way, how did Iran get into this? I'm still trying to find out. Threatening to start war with Nigeria. Really, Iran? I heard that one reporter in Iran said that it's the Sunni Muslims and the Christian Association of Nigeria that killed the Shiites. I said, not so fast. Get your facts straight. I beg. And what has Mr. President said about this? Nothing. My yoga, seriously? Nothing about the killing of hundreds of your citizens? You are president over the Sunnis, the Shiites, the Christians, the traditional worshippers, and those that don't believe in any God. And did you see people stealing from those that were killed? Yeah, so really, you should say something now. But again, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Zambia, a lot of people have been really upset, and rightly so, because the president made a rapist by the name Clifford Dimba. He made him the ambassador for fight against gender violence. I don't get it. Clifford is a musician. His stage name is General Kanene. And in 2013, this man raped a 14-year-old girl. The guy is 30 and he raped a 14... Anyway, last year, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison for that rape case. And while he was in prison, he released a song titled Ulemu, which means respect. The song was basically praising the president, telling people to respect the president. He released that song after another musician yabbed Mr. President in his own song. Anyway, the president liked liked his song so much that he gave him a presidential pardon after serving 1 year out of 18 years. 1 out of 18. The president gave him presidential pardon. Just imagine that because of some song that he wrote, you think he doesn't know what he's doing writing the song? It's because he wanted to be released. Now, after he's released this year, Clifford has been arrested and bailed for 2 other incidents of violence against women. Does that look to you like he's repentant? Of course not. Which is why a lot of people were surprised when Mr. President announced that this man is now the new ambassador for fight against gender violence. People were like, shoo, what? So there's nobody else in all of Zambia that can take up that position. I mean, not only has the president ridiculed the office of the ambassador for fight against gender violence, but how do you think that the women that he raped or the women he assaulted, how do you think that they would feel right now? And their family members, this is not right. Do you think other people would want to come forward to report rape cases? No, because a rapist is now being celebrated, and several human rights organizations have condemned this, the UN has condemned it, and the people of Zambia have condemned it. Yet Mr. President is justifying his actions by saying that he didn't do anything wrong according to the constitution. We know that there's a constitution, Mr. President, but there's also something they call conscience. Mr. President, seriously, if this guy raped your daughter, let's say that you have a 14-year-old daughter and this guy raped her, even if you gave him presidential pardon, would you make him an ambassador? But you guys not doing anything. Waiting be my own. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And moving on to Rwanda, I heard that the parliament has voted to allow President Paul Kagame to extend his rule beyond a second-term limit that's supposed to end in 2017. In fact, they are saying that there's a possibility of them allowing him to stay till 2034. How many more years is that? 19 more years. My father and my God. Che. So we are seriously changing the constitution of Rwanda because of one man. And so in the whole of Rwanda, this man is the only man that can do the job. There is nobody else. He was the Minister of Defense, and then he became Vice President, and he took the presidency in 2003. That's already 12 years in power. But now he wants to add another 19 years. How is that fair? I know that some people would say, oh, it's the people of Rwanda that said they want him. That is the choice of the people. But is it really the choice of the people? Because I've seen videos of civil servants saying that they were forced to sign the referendum because they told them that if you don't sign, you would lose your job.
During community work, we were given forms to sign. They said the president should be allowed to run for office again. Some of us thought differently and snuck away. Otherwise, you'd have to sign in front of the village elder.
So is it really 98% of the people that signed that referendum? I wonder.
We don't believe these 3 million signatures. And one can't say they represent the voice of the people. We don't dare say anything because our lives would be endangered. When people speak publicly about these things, they see trouble. Some people land in jail.
And as for those that are saying he's done well by his people, well, it's because he was given the opportunity to be president.
Rwanda is prospering. The economy is growing by as much as 8% annually. The country is stable and secure. Kigali is one of the cleanest and most modern capitals in Africa. President Paul Kagame is credited with this success.
If he didn't get to be president, you will never know what he could do. I'm trying to say that there are many others as well that will never know what they can do until 2034 if we don't give them the chance. The only thing that worries me now is that this man has instigated so much fear in his people that you can't say anything bad, you can't say anything wrong about Mr. President. When was the last time that you heard of people protesting in Rwanda? Is there press freedom in Rwanda? Of course not. Journalists have continued to face intimidation and harassment by government officials.
He's also known as an autocratic ruler. Opponents disappear, the press is not considered free, and the EU is critical of Rwanda's human rights record. Opponents of an additional presidential term are afraid. No one speaks out openly against the constitutional change.
All I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's fair, especially to young people. You are telling me for the next 19 years, this man may be the one in power? No, it's not fair. And of course, I know that people will attack me again for talking about this because the last time I did, a lot of people were attacking me. It's the people that said they wanted him. Really? It's the people that said they wanted him, or they are afraid of saying, it's enough now, let somebody else do it. Even if he's doing well, it's selfish to not give other people a chance. No, seriously. But again, you guys now don't know much. Guess what? I'm just giving a rule. My first email today is from Evelyn Hannah from Maryland, and she says she's originally from Cameroon. And she says, hi Adeola, our education system focuses on European and American history, which is of no use for us Africans. When are we going to learn from the rest of the world about the great importance of our history and culture that will make us the great Africa of tomorrow and of the future generations to come? Thank you so much, Miss Evelyn. You are absolutely right. I mean, when I was in school in Nigeria, I didn't know much about African history. I didn't even know anything about other African countries. I'm telling you, until I came to the US, that's when I got to learn so many things about Africa. That's a shame that we have to come outside our country to learn about Africa. I don't think it's fair. I hope that we can include so many things about other African countries and about our own country as well in the curriculum. One thing that I would say though is that there are so many African writers that are writing about things that happened in the past. So try to read from African authors, novels, so many novels. Try to read some of their writings and you'll get to know more about African history. So thank you so much. The next email is from Suleiman Daddy from Niger State, and he says, hi Adeola, have an issue of a businesswoman who came to me with a problem of bank cutting her money, which amounts to almost 5 million naira, just because she has never gone to school. Wait, you're saying they took 5 million naira of her money because she's never gone to school? Please, I don't know who to meet because the bank promises to refund her money back, yet they keep telling her to come back tomorrow. In a situation like this, if you can send evidence of what's going on, so because the name of the bank, the people telling you they will refund the money, the name of the lady, like we need evidence. We can send me more stuff. We'll be able to know where to go from there. But that would be ridiculous if they are taking somebody's money because she didn't go to school. But I would need to hear from both sides. And the last email is from Rashid Olaiwola, and he says, hi Adeola, for a genuine change in our society, I would like our President Muhammadu Buhari to set up a jury comprises of young graduates who are jobless in Nigeria and diaspora to contribute judgment in the ongoing trials of the looters who destroy their lives to ensure justice, peace, development, and social cohesion fully become reality. I believe this will teach and reduce not only looters but corrupted minds in our society. However, I am available to serve Nigeria faithfully. Thank you so much, my brother. He makes a lot of sense. If they would have unemployed people as juries to go over all these corruption cases, you know, embezzlement that we have in court today, the case will move faster. Don't you think so? Thank you so much, my brother. You made a lot of sense. And that's all the emails that I will be reading for today. Please continue to send your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. So before I leave, I want to thank everybody for making 2015 a wonderful year for me and Kalidawo, of course. Sup, my brother. Anyway, 2016 would be great. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, next year, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.